Hey you guys, happy. Do you say Merry Christmas Eve or do you say Happy Christmas Eve? What is it, Wolfgang?
Merry Christmas, Happy.
Merry Christmas, Happy Eve. Okay, so this is us. This is Mad Dog Mountain Arts Christmas Eve video. Well, we went to the river. We cleaned the fridge. We got yams and sweet potatoes boiling, and I've got to make bacon. And I half-boiled some beets, and then they're gonna go in the oven tomorrow with some sort of like orange juice, maple syrup, jam concoction. I'll bake them in the oven. They like candied beets or whatever. These I'm just boiling now because I'm gonna mix them with regular potatoes, and I usually like make a big mash and put cheese on top, or maybe I won't mix them with regular potatoes actually. Maybe I'll just mash these two together, add spices and cheese. I got Gouda cheese that goes pretty good with that. And clean the fridge, and then play some Legos. I want to make a pie, and I might show you guys how to do that after, but Wolf's been like, gonna hold my arm out here. Wolf's been waiting for me to play some Legos with him, because then we're gonna open up his big gift today, and I'm gonna film that too because he's gonna be so excited. So you guys gotta see that. But first, a couple days ago, I emptied these rocks out in the sink that I got from Lake Country, and I've been meaning to like show them off and chat at you guys about them. And they are mostly alkali, granitic, felsic rocks. So they're pink, mostly from the mineral potassium. And they're supposed to be coarse grained, but they've been sitting, they were like sitting, washing in the lake and getting smooth and smooth and smooth for a long time. So some of them are pretty cool because they're nice and round, and even though they're just granites, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about the geology as we go through them, because I took some notes, so just so you know, this is not like off the cusp, I just took some notes. And I just read a little bit about the geology of Lake Country, which was rather interesting, because it was like 135 million years ago, the ocean crust smashed into the North American plate and started to subduct, creating the landscape in Lake Country now, or in the Okanagan. But that went on from 135 million years to about 3 million years ago, where the North American plate and the Pacific plate, rather than colliding into each other, started moving like this, which formed the Coast Ranges, which is where I live now, is in the Bellicula Valley and the Coast Ranges. So I do have a couple rocks I'm going to show you that came from, we went for a walk today, and then I'm going to get straight into these alkali, granite, felsic, intrusive rocks, because they cooled slowly over time underground, but then by the time that I came and picked them up on the side of the beach, they've been like, the waves have been washing on them for a long time, so they're very smooth and round and pretty nice to look at. So we're going to get more into that. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you in, and you're not going to see my smiling face anymore. We'll start off with the ones that I brought home today, so that I can just put them outside, because I want to get rid of this. And so these are coastal mountain rocks. This I had to bring home just because I'm like, what is this thing? I love the texture on it, right? Isn't that nice? So it is like just a regular like piece of slate. Slate is formed by pressure. Did you know? It's not supposed to have any like heat involved in it. But then it's got this neat, it looks like there's feldspar quartz running through it. This I'm going to throw outside, and I'll have another lesson where we actually like talk about that in more geology depth. But today I was really focused on the Lake Country rocks. This guy though is beautiful. Isn't it? Look how smooth it is. Beautiful piece of quartz. I know. Sometimes I just bring things home. I can't help myself. Just I seen how smooth it was right here, and I was like, that has got to come home with me today. This, because I haven't seen a pink like that before. Look at that. What a cool pink, right? It's like a mauve with the green stone in it. And then again, we're on the coast, and this is a more recent subduction zone. The rocks I'm about to show you probably came to us 3 million years ago. What did it say? 3 million to 15,000 years ago. And I would say that these rocks came to rest probably 10,000 years ago. So quite the time difference. And you can see, like, our coastal rocks, they're just much more fresh. Look at that hematoid quartz in there, isn't that nice? I liked particularly how it's got that, look at that little T. And that's just some regular basalt, but we grew this crystal habit, and we like that. This has tumbled a long way. I think I know where this came from. There's a glacier up New Satsum, Odegaard Falls, and Odegaard Glacier. This must have tumbled all the way down. Look at it. Beauty, isn't it pretty? And I particularly like these. Little lines here. I also found a piece of green schist, which I have many pieces of this stuff, but we love this green stone. Chlorite shot with epidote. Kamacite shot with epidote. Beautiful, right? Beautiful rock. That one's not from there. These guys, though, I just kind of seen them on the way home. I don't know why I thought this was, well, this. I was just eyeballing this. I use them in my art, right? I make resin. I use them in my art. This I will just resin. We were talking today about my memberships. It's going to start to be like, if you join my memberships, you're going to get members only videos, but you're also going to get into a raffle. That's what we're going to start doing. My member Wally suggested this, and he's right. We should do a raffle. You just get into a raffle, and then when you win the raffle, you get a gift, kind of thing. So, and I think maybe for like the higher memberships, maybe you'll get your name in the raffle a couple times. The lower memberships, maybe you'll just get one name in it. And I have a big Mexican hat, so we can draw out of the hat or something like that. Should be fun. Just because it's costing me a lot of money to send everybody something, or maybe you'll get bigger prizes if you're in like the larger memberships. I don't know. I'm going to revamp that on my page, so the more people sign up, though, the more fun, right? And this is the last one that came when we went for a walk today. I hope you guys are having a very good Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is kind of different for us around here today, but it's good. It's good. Okay, so on to the Lake Country Rocks, which was 135 million years ago. The ocean floor ran into the North American plate. So you can see all these. How's your goldfish? And this was called the Francisca Complex. So these are rocks that were found on the deep ocean floor and in the ocean crust. Lake Country is also known for its moon tears, which are Lake Country diamonds, which we didn't find any of, but I guess they're found nowhere else in the world. Their hardness isn't the same as real diamonds, but they're still a treasure to be found. There was a story about like a local indigenous story, but I didn't want to steal the whole article I was reading, so you can go online and you can Google Lake Country geology, And you can read about the myth of the moon tears, or the story that goes with the moon tears. So in Lake Country, they also have obsidian, onyx, jasper, quartz, travertine, jade, petrified wood, and clamshell fossils. And if you go back and you watch my videos where I'm on the beach finding these, I'm on Pixton Beach or Pebble Beach. Isn't that pretty? You'll see that all the hills in the area are like very smooth, like the whole Kelowna area. Like they don't have mountains like we have mountains here on the coast. They've got like the rounded hills, which was caused by the weight of glaciers. They had really big glaciers in there, and then as the glacier receded, I guess there was a big ice dam, and the weight of those glaciers caused the rounding of the mountains, and the ice dam left a big lake there, I'm pretty sure. Oof, almost burned my potatoes. Very close to burning my potatoes. Darn it. So close to burning my potatoes, you guys. I do that all the time. I do this all the time. Forget about the pot that we got burning on the stove. Hi, I have ADHD. I'm Mad Dog Mountain Nuts, and I have ADHD, and I forget about things on the stove all the time. Especially beets and yams, because they take a long time to cook. So now I don't know what I'm going to do. I might throw that back on the heat. Might let it sit for a bit, because I'm going to have to scrape the juices off the bottom here. That's a problem for later, because we're busy doing a show right now. Interruption. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Okay. Okay, so that was... It was 1 to 2 million years ago. There was one glaciation era, and then 15,000 years ago there was another glaciation era in the Okanagan. So the combination of those two eras forming the shape of the mountains. Aren't these so pretty? Ooh, so nice. So nice. It was so easy just to walk down the road from my aunt's. How are you doing? Are you full now? We're gonna have some medicine pretty quick here. This one's pretty cool because it reminds me again. You know, I'm always like talking about that. You guys watched that horror show from the 80s with the twins, and it was like the one guy was just the head, and then at the end of and he was like a gross like head. He looked like this, right? I can't remember what it was. Basket case maybe? I don't know. But I'm always like talking about that horror movie because at the end they're conjoined twins, and Basket Case is like on his side the whole time in the movie, and then they have the operation where they get separated and they keep like the head in a crib or whatever, and then the twin like goes all crazy because they're telepathically connected, right? And at the end of the movie, he like sews the head back on his side, and that's like the ending scene. He's like, "Mom, we're joined again," and it's all like, but the head's all like in pretty rough shape because the guy like hand sews them back together or whatever. It's kind of like it's a definitely don't watch it with the kids movie. Aren't these nice though? It's golden. So and like this one obviously more quartz, but from the water, right? From the water of the lake lapping or just like slowly moving them against the other rocks, forming this. Right? So these are mostly granite, alkali, feldspar, intrusive rocks. And so like this one, you could say this one's more of a quartz rock, right? This one's more of a quartz rock. But this one actually retains some of its jaggedness. So this one, because they're supposed to be dense and coarse, or phaneritic. Phaneritic texture, dense and coarse grained. They form when magma-rich alkali, metal oxides, and silica slowly cools and solidifies underground. So I'm assuming like each rock has a little bit of a different composition, like the amounts that they can have of quartz is from like 20 to 60%, and felsic minerals up to 90%. You know, so like, what have I got here? Like maybe this guy more felsic minerals, whereas in like this guy more quartz. You kind of get what I'm coming at here. So feldspars can contain plagioclase, biotites, hornblende, and they're usually pink to red due to their high potassium feldspar content. So that's the other thing, is like, notice how this obviously more quartz and more white, right? Whereas in like this guy you can see much more. It's not translucent, or it's not transparent. It's got much more reddish tone, and you can definitely see the lines in there in this guy. Cool, right? So rich in potassium. So potassium feldspar is what is making everybody so pink around here. Aren't they gorgeous? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous rock. What are you up to? Are you okay? So this guy, you can tell more rough. This was probably a larger piece of rock and retained its phaneritic texture. I gotta go through these a little faster, you guys, so I got friends coming. So these all kind of came from the same area. A few of them I would say are a little bit different. Like, I don't know if the black in there is hornblende. It was kind of interesting because if you Google like geology of Lake Country, I guess I can shut this fan down, right? There was a little map. I can't remember what site it was, but it was a little map that showed you all the area and the different rocks, and specifically the place where I was, the beach where I was, and the beach outside of all around Wood Lake, whereas I like checked out both these beaches and the rocks were much the same. And on that map it says that that is where you find these types. That's where you find these types of rocks. Like, there was only a couple spots there that were green, and the green was the granite, alkali, feldspar, intrusive rocks. And if you watch my Pemmy Wash video, you can see that when you drive down Palmy Wash Lane there or whatever, all on the cliffside on the edge was pink from the potassium chloride. Okay, so here's a crystal. This one local from ours, and then this one from there. And look how rich red that is. Are you okay? I'm just going through these so that we can get rid of them and start to move a bit quicker. You can see a few more bumps here. This one, obviously, these guys obviously larger pieces with more hornblende, biotite. Felsic mineral in them maybe. But these are all like beautiful, beautiful rocks. So I'm hoping that I'll get to keep going back. Well, I shouldn't say that. You know what? Actually, I don't know. Staying at my aunt's house is nice because she's got like this extra like bunkie. They call it the bunkie. And this extra like little place that you can stay in it. And like my aunt and my uncle are great. And Wolfgang gets to play with his cousins and stuff. It's just, it's hard on me because I'm not a city person. So I have a hard time. I have a hard time filling my days unless I'm going to look for rocks, and there is a lot of really good mineral, like if you're on the min file, there's lots of good spots to go and look for rocks, but most of them are over on the west side, and a lot of that I think is in indigenous silks territory. There's a lot of claims also, so I don't know how much really you can bomb around there and have it be okay. I mean, you can always like go and look, hopefully, or ask permission. That whole like Bear Creek area is very cool. There's lots of things that I want to look at back there. It's like all these old logging roads that go up into some spots where there's definitely some gold, like Bear Creek and stuff like that. I'm not as familiar with the Lakeside Vernon area, and the places that I did go to look for rocks there, it was kind of like right in town, or like claimed, like on the other side of Wood Lake up towards where you've seen me go to that James Lake mid file spot. There's supposed to be like these black sands that are coming out of the ground that contain gold, but it's all staked and claimed, and if you look on the min file, you'll see that somebody owns it and probably shouldn't be in there. Okay, so we're right near the bottom. Here's the last two. You can see these are very pink, and these ones are much more coarse, so I would say less quartz content. All right, and that concludes my rock show. So tune in if you want to watch me make a raspberry pie or something. And this is a piece of slate that came from here. Hope you guys are having a really good Christmas Eve. If you've got a lot of family, you know, squeeze them tight. If you don't have any family, well, you can always watch Mad Dog Mountain Arts videos, because there's just us, and here comes my friends though, so that's good. And yeah, it's been a great year, and thanks for watching all my shows, and I hope there was a lot of really good information on that one. Okay, peace.